ninjani? Siyaphila nathi. Nginokuphiwa ngwakasithole ngisebenza eSwatini National Agricultural Union ka programs. Shothi ngibuka tinhlelo tebalimi event. Nami I am very proud to be part of this event and I would like to say thank you FNB. Ukuthi ubuke bomakela baka agriculture kule sikhathi lesi ukuthi kube ngithi besti empowerishayo. So thank you so much. And I would like to thank Eswatini Farming for organizing this important people lestabesnabo kule forum yethu yanamuhla. I will start by having Miss Ngobile Dludlu, logo wasivusela. She'll be making a presentation le khuluma nga the impact of climate change on women. Ngobile Dludlu ke is a climate change specialist lesinaye la kaNgwane. Njengoba sesathi nje ukuthi kulima kwanamhla kufanana nekujika lidayisi. I've heard from FNB ukuthi sekuyi challenge ukuthi sithi aline noma lingani. So today we are very happy to have a climate change specialist lotabe asikhulumisa ngetindzaba ta climate change. Miss Ngobile Dludlu has a vast experience in the development space spanning up to 17 years, mostly in agriculture and food security. Her career began way back in 2004 as an assistant home economics officer at the Ministry of Agriculture. At the time, the country was undergoing droughts and perpetual crop failure, coupled with high HIV rates among the other challenges threatening the livelihood of Emaswati. Ngobile has worked for World Vision, Eswatini, in different positions, focusing on the improvement of livelihoods of the communities. She has also worked with the National Disaster Management Agency, Women Farmer Foundation, Seeds and Market Project, and most recently, the Climate Smart Market Oriented Agriculture Project. And currently, the country coordinator for the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives and a part-time lecturer at the Institute for Development Management, IDM. In these very related positions, she has gradually grown into climate change sphere most, if not in all the roles. She has been tackling issues associated with the adverse effects of climate change, particularly on livelihoods of people. Over the years, she has been able to strengthen capacities of farmers from grassroots levels on agribusiness. In her recent position, she has been able to monitor the implementation of climate smart technologies for agriculture and She furthermore is a member of the CA task force and is continuing to support the rollout of conservational agriculture initiatives in the country. Ngobile holds a BSc in home economics from University of Eswatini, certificate in environmental education from Rhodes University, and a postgraduate certificate in education from University of South Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, please clap hands for Ngobile.
Ngithanda ukunibingelela all protocol observed. Ngicela ukunibingelela namhla emini yanthambama. Yo, ngithi lafana kafunza sisi ngathi ufunza obituary, feels a bit scary. So ngoba ke I just want to break down that ice. I just want us to stand up and danglingsela. Then we are going to start our session. Ndicela sukume sonke. I'm not sure whether I can handle this. Ngiphethe mic, but sidabe sidlala ibhola la. So nasidlala le bhola onke lama actions ke lesiwendayo. Unfortunately ngathi ngimfishane. I hope ndangibona le ngemuva. So the first step that I take the ball. Sonke sanjalo siyasho futhi. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I take the ball. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I take the ball. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I pepeta. I take the ball. I take the ball. I put it here. I put it here. I put it here. I'm born. Petile, akusafanani. Thank you very much. I just want to say that I'm really humbled to be in the midst of farmers and as well as everybody else, the sponsors, uhambile ke lebekamele minister la. But for me, I think what I'm going to share here is actually the experiences that I've gained over the years as a Sisebenda Nema farmers and also as someone who's very passionate about farming. So I'll just follow the presentation. I must say, Gogutsi's cassette was though, but I will follow the presentation. And my major objective is actually to tease out the issues with regard to climate change and agriculture. Goguti sibomake senta kanjani ke nasesibhekene nale simo lapho khona sekuguquke khona simo se weather lapho khona sesingasadi kokuthi kumele sente njani. Mele silijabulele litulu noma simele singalijabuleli. Recently, I think around November or so, zibe nawo ama-storms laka very very heavy. Lotfola kokuthi ashaya netimoto, ashaya netilimo nako konke, but utfola kokuthi enhlitweni yethu besilangatelela lelitulu. Unfortunately, silita ke nalama adverse effects. So loku ke we need to then sit down and redirect ourselves. There has to be a paradigm shift. Kuyadzinga kokuthi sihlale phansi sibone kokuthi nyalo ke sesiuhambisa kanjani lo mkhumbi. Yeah, because kuyekuthiwe if you cannot change, then change will change you. Angithi? Yeah. So presentation yami ke ime kanjena sida unpack sikhulumise ukuthi iyini climate change kancane asidingi ukuthi size sibe scientific sibuke ke nalama negative effects later nawo ke climate change bese sesibuka ukuthi yini lichaza yini impact lenayo then particularly the negative impact that climate change has on women. And then sesibuka ke climate smart agriculture, which is one of the strategies that are helping us to cope with the climate change. But maybe what I can say about climate smart agriculture is that it's a fairly new phenomenon. Cishe yintfo lengathi yinsha lesisatatabuka, it's still a growth area kuyo. Etindzaweni letiningana ikhona la izameke khona, there've been best practices. Kunetinfo letinhle letiphumile. Kanti futhi kunetingcinamba lesitibonako lesidinga ke ukuthi sifunze kuto leto tingcinamba bese sesiyabona lokho ukuthi how can we then localize yona lama technologies climate smart agriculture, because some of lama technologies leswabonako ngema technologies othola ukuthi aqhamuka from like the developed countries. I was speaking to as a coordinator for the Canada Fund for Local Initiatives, one of the NGOs that we are sponsoring this year is Heart for Africa. So, bengiye khona lena ka Heart for Africa ke ngiyohlola ke i-project. So, ngikhanza ke ukhona lokhuluma ngema aquaponics, ngikhanza ke lena bana labo ma aquaponics and everything. So, ngiyambuta Ian ngokuthi so ucabanga kuthini ngale lama aquaponics? Is it something that farmers can be able to do, But ke nangibuka mina le technology, cishe i-technology lefuna kokuthi wati loko ukuthi wendani. Because in a science learning, icishe ifanana nale yama-tunnels, but it's a little complex. So ngiko lele ngikusho lokho ukuthi some of lama strategies aqhamuka in the developed countries, and thina nase siwasebenzisa uthola kusiwa adopter, then we need to tailor make them. Retrofit into our space, yeah? Like for instance, nje ngijabulile kuva ukuthi kuneba sesiphofaneni. Mawuhamba esiphofaneni le khathi bomadlenya in ukhanza kokuthi kunema tunnels la kendiwa but sengema white elephants sekudzabukile lama plastic, there's nothing going on inside. So now the question is, what is the problem? So these are the things that we need to be able to learn and understand and then contextualize lama technologies, yeah? Somebody utite uqhamuka ngasesidvokotwa. I think lapha ka Woman Farmer Foundation, Magapaiva, they've just set up a training center for maternals for my farmers, and it will be quite interesting to actually see how is it going. But now there are also success stories where you hear of farmers that are using a maternals, abasendise maternals. that are doing well. So umbuto uthi lapha kufeyila khona kufeyiliswa yini? Lapha kuhamba kahle khona kuhamba kahle ngoba kwentekeni. Niyakubona lokho? Yeah, and then in the dialogue or noma maybe as part of the discussions, then we are going to discuss lama bottlenecks, tingcinamba leti sibangela ukuthi singakhoni ukuthi silime ikakhulu ngendlela lesitathi i-market led, because ushilo babe Masondo akokuthi ekugcineni kwako konke silimela kokuthi sente njani sibe nemali. And then wathinta nalenye iliphuzu elikhulu lokuthi kubangelwa yini ukuthi ama-farmers angagrowi. Sonke isikhathi singema small scale or micro farmers njani. Ngike ngasebenza nalama ema-farmers ngalapha khona lo sito waseNfonjeni. Ngasebenza nama-farmers lapha eNfonjeni ngisiphi le scheme sengisikhohlile igama laso. Mavulandlela, yes. So mawubuka le scheme sase Mavulandlela. Most of lama farmers semadala over 30 etc. Now umbuto usekuthenini babangelwa yini lokho ukuthi bangagrow. These are the issues that we need to tease. Because if you've been doing this and you're skillful in this, then the question is, why are you not growing? Where are the bottlenecks? Tikuphi leti ngcinamba leti sibangela ukuthi singakhuli. Yeah? Because kumele kokuthi sifike esigabeni lapho khona you can see yourself growing. Nalama issues ekusebenta kanye ushilo babe Masondo. Those are some of the critical issues, particularly because nale funding le uyithola kokuthi siyayithola ayikhona ikusebenta with ama-individual farmers. Sithola ama-funding nyalo nje kuleti indzaba taka climate change, kune funding internationally lekhona bo Green Climate Fund, bo Global Environment Fund, but onke lama funding afuna abantu ukuthi basebente ngekukhona kusebenzisana. Number one. Number two, there's power in numbers, because nansa sebenta kanye niyakhona khamba kanye niyothenga inputs at a cheaper rate, because nithenga bulky. And you are also saving on transport. Sike sakwenda ke lokho kulenye project lebengikuyo sisebenta nalama farmers lokho ukuthi nangabe nisebenta kanye siyakhona kokuthi okay udinga mangakhi imanyolo wena ngakhi imanyolo sihlanganise kwakona lokuthatha lo manyolo ngiyabhekisa from eNamport nalama seedlings from eNamport aye khona lena kuma farmers. So lokusho kokuthi kuyasita lokusetshenziswa kanye. Letinye tingcinamba kumbe lesiba nato ngito tona leti market tethu lesinako nato in the country, but mina usually say kuma farmers understand the market ngayinye and ukhona kusebenzisana nayo. Wati kokuthi yini ama weaknesses ayo, wati ukuthi yini ama opportunities lonawo kuwo. Bese ke wena so bona kokuthi how can you pre-position yourself kuze ukuthi utokhona ngenela leyo market. So basically sesibuka the opportunities that we have, but the last two parts I'd really like them kokuthi kube i-discussion kungabi kokuthi kumbe khuluma mina. Yeah, okay, asichubekeni ke. So masi define ke i-climate change ndaw sense both languages. Climate change refers to the variation in the Earth's global climate or regional climate over time. So lesikubonako lapha ngiloko ukuthi simo selitulu lokuguquguquka kwesimo selitulu yinfo lese sikhuluma ngayo kakhulu kulamalanga. Yebo umhlaba usesekhona vele mandulo. Bevele lo mhlaba ungasi stable. Umhlaba uyashintsha nathi siyashintsha konke tinfo tiyashintsha, but le rate lesenyalo seguquka ngakhona seyaphakama. Yeah, and nakwentiwa lecwaningo kuyatshengisa lokho ukuthi nangabe kunyuka nje kwe temperature nga 1 degrees has an adverse effect on umhlaba generally, on imfuyo, on tinfo letiningi. And sibonile ke, unfortunately the light is a bit too much on the slides, but lana kuleti tfombe sibona lana ema floods. Tinfo ke leti experience like recently last year we had Cyclone Eloise, and then in 2015-2016 besine drought. Lena, this document in NEMAP, which is from the NDMA, lebe ikhuluma bekuhlaka lebe likhulumisa ngokuthi ingabe siphunga kanjani isimo sale drought. And lesakubona ke lapha kule drought sabona tinkomo tifa emasimini kungaphumeleli imililo sabona kanjalo futhi nema levels emanti ehla kakhulu very drastically. Hawane, one of the big dams that we have that's supplying emanti leletha emanti eMbabane yayizange yakhona kokuthi asha emanti akhona. As a result, bakhona ke ukuthi bese sebakha ke bathola kokuthi kwendiwe emanti from El Photlo Dam. And then we are seeing floods as well. Khona lomnye umlimi ngalapha eNgwempisi during the cyclone Eloise bekalime ama-butternuts. Lamaningi was doing very well. So, but then le cyclone Eloise yam affecta negatively because kwalimala lensimini yakhe as much as nawufika lensimini bobona amacembe ngathi kuhle inakutshela ukuthi but sisivuno ngeke sibe khona because lamanti sekabe maningi kakhulu. So tiningi letingcinamba lesitibonako letindiwa ngiyo yona le climate change. Okay, nangabe khona lona mbuto asibuteni ngakachubeka. Yebo makageni. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Because kunaletingcinamba letisiphethe letithinta hulumende.
Yes. Yeah.
Uyazama kusifunela imali. But lenkinga lama priorities lafanele ngabe thine sisekelwe ngawo awekho. Njengoba nje kukhulunywa ngabe siyakhona ukutshela uhulumende phela ukuthi njengoba sifanele sisebenze singena clusters. Asekubonakala phela ukuthi yabona labangala ubheka oshuka.
Yes.
Bona balima bomahabhula balima boyini letinto setilanza ngale 10 years back labantu labalanza letinto egedeni libathela 53 million. Lo 53 million ngakusebenta la kithi siyakhona kumgicigicigi. Nyalo nje kuphi imali ecirculator. Imali kulandwa ngani? Tikaphu silanza eSouth Africa size sithathele amapasi. Ngabe ikhona lapha le corridor yalapha eMochane because le climate iyafana yabo neSouth Africa. Sihluke ngani thina? Nembila uqala la uzofika le eceleni kwaseJozi sokulinya umbila ngabe senda njalo ngabe silanza impuphu eSouth Africa. So kufanele vele simi involve uhulumende angathi toda ipitch bese uyahamba fanele bethine uthi sithini sibalimi.
Yes.
Uma ngabe sithine silima umoba labakhona ukulima letinye tilimo abatilime sisuke thina siyobathengela ngoba sinemali yemoba. Yabo singabangisani ngeke ndulima umbila lapha uthi kuyakuna ntulu lapha esimufaneni wehle uyofika leka la Vumisa. Fana siulime thina nomoba ngoba kuyasivumela. Bese sihamba sokuthengela abantu eshiselweni. Ebenga and akhethe abantu namanje lokuthiwa bake bawina in. Abakhethe ukuthi wena maka ngithi wena uyakwati kulima umbila. Sicela usilimele lo mbila. Nange mahectare silimele nibe 100 nisilimele lo mbila. Singakhona kuphila. Lo sibenda lapha nje mphane bani. Siyadlalela.
Okay, siyabonga Maga. I think that's a very valid concern. Imcoka kakhulu leliphuzu loshoko Maga because nasithi sitawukhulumisa tingcinamba nema opportunities. Kahle kahle letingcinamba nema opportunities ancike kuye yena lo hulumende. So bekungaba kuhle lokho ukuthi vele kokuthi i-ministry i-connect divalate but ke sitawuthemba lokho ukuthi nang NMC nayo ukhona le uyingcenye yalo litiko la agriculture. And furthermore ngicabanga ukuthi one of the recommendations bekungaba kokuthi after the meeting le organizers alomhlangano bahambe bospresentela i-report lebuya from this meeting ngoba nathi etigungwini tethu letahlukahlukene siyakhuluma ngale tingqinamba lesibhekene nato. Asengibekise nje kule project bengikuyo yaka Climate Smart. Sakhona kuthenga tigulumba direct seeders for RDAs lakang 2, boom sprayers nama slashers tinto equipment. Le project beya 3 years iphele just last year. I think around December nasicetha nje finally. So lenye challenge lebesinayo ngiloko ukuthi lama implements tonke le mission nako konke ithini li plan sustainability plan loko ukuthi phela communities asitakale achubeka sitakale because ngesikhathi project ikhona besinayifa le machine bese sisiya service asimiki siyolungisa ibuyele RDA. Ngiyabekisa nje kule RDA yangalana eNfonjeni sayilungisa le machine kabili but nangiyothatha idata because mina ngenda kakhulu monitoring and evaluation nangenda licwaningo kokuthi bangakhi balimi labasitakele labalima ngekonga conservation agriculture ngalama implements lakakhona kwatholakala ukuthi I'm not even getting 10. So umbuto uthi ke disebenta in letigulumba nangabe I can't even get 10 farmers from letigulumba lethengiwe. So nasi discuss ke le ka conservation agriculture as well. Kwabonakala ukuthi kuba nale misuse or abuse yalama implements. 1, 2, it's like kwakhona inside the ministry kune gray area akuconzi kahle hle ukuthi igulumba takuphi because ama farmers aka extension angithi but igulumba taka NMC. So kunaloko kushayisana lokho ukuthi nasesifile NMC mela asilungise but letigulumba lama farmers actually bacele RDA and balinyiswa balimisi. So labalimisi nababona lokho ukuthi lalabasebenzisa letigulumba abashayeli baletigulumba bayati abuse letigulumba thola ukuthi i-direct seeder ayisiyo yokulima conventionally but bayisebenzisela lokulima conventionally ngoba bento umdlazi. Now uyabona ukuthi it's in the same ministry but akwateki uyabona lokho ukuthi who must do what. Yebo 15 minutes. So sengisho ukuthi ke sinawo lawo ma challenges lesibhekane nawo ngicela ukuchubeka ne presentation ngoba isikhathi sami sesibonakala ngathi sincane. So leni ke sibe nale climate change ticishe kubili lokusilethela inkinga te climate change lokunye ngaba ngama natural causes labonye ngama man-made causes but lama man-made causes ikakhulu nawuthi uthatha kubuka letitfombe boshimela nje kuma industries ikakhulu loku kangwana kavami loku kukubona kukhona but akusingaka. So it's the developed countries that normally have a lot of industrialization. Then floods ke wona cishe awela kule natural cause. Kanye futhi nanathi tinkinga lesitibanga kodwa kujuba tihlahla deforestation. Ngiletinye tizatfu letibanga ngoba lokwenteka ngiloko ukuthi masenta tonke leti kakhulu bese sekuphuma lemimoya lelimata lokuphuma kwalama rays elanga. Bese akusabuyela emva sekuhlala la emhlabeni so shisa kakhulu ke lo mhlaba ngito ke tizatfu lokusibangela ukuthi sibe nale climate change. Okay, yini ke tinkinga lesitibonako ke lesitibangelwa ngiyo climate change? Sibona ke imvula uthola ukuthi imvula seyiyancipha. Ithi seyincipha nje lemvula uthola ukuthi nalokuna kwayo cishe akuconzakali kahle hle. Kadzeni nje mina ngiyakhumbula ukuthi masisafunza bengathi nje ukuthi nasesivulela i-third term cishe litokuna ya bowati nje ukuthi litokuna nangesikolweni ndonethwa uyayibona mfowethu ne first term beku standard but nya kushaya October litulu do November kumbe seliyaqaletela uyabona selicala selinetangcotfo. Uyayibona le mfo le noma line kakhulu ngasikhathi sinye bese seliyathula ngaleyo ndlela ke bese sekubanga lokho ukuthi kube bede emanti lanele fokona lokulima nekuphila nje emakhaya. Already nangabe kunenkinga yemanti Bobani labahlangabetana nale nkinga ngco kakhulu? Bobani? Balimi bomake. Because bomake ngibo labahamba boyokha emanti emifuleni. And le masimini kushitiwe ukuthi noma ngabe la masimu ababe but bomake labasebenta le masimini. Yeah? So ekugcineni kwako konke le ngcinamba lenishaya kakhulu bomake. So ngiletinye ke tingcinamba lesibhekana nato sibomake ngendzaba yale climate change. Lapha phasi ukhona lothite wakaqomdaba. Ngamangala ukuthi ngabe lo lima kaqomdaba emandi wathathaphi. Ngoba ngesesikhathi uthola ukuthi nawuthi ufuna kugwedla kubhola ingwedle. Sike sathi ibhola ingwedle leka somdong. Uthola ukuthi nabantwana lucwaningo ufuna baye phasi njenga up to 90 meters. Kuyofuna emanti because sekude le groundwater. Kude lamandla lasakala ngaphasi. Ngito ke letinkinga lesibonako lesibangelwa ngiyo yona le climate change. Lokho ukuthi lengaphasi sekude lamandla. Letinye tinkinga ke lesibonako ngile drought lothola ukuthi kuba nale somiso kanti lokuhambelana nale somiso ngilokushisa kakhulu kwalelanga. Ngesesikhathi boyithola ukuthi esikhatsini esiningi uthola ukuthi siyacala ke lokulima ngaNovember kube ngathi kuhamba kahle kumbe ngaDecember October letinye indzawo letiphakeme njengoba Siphocosini nabo Lake boMalutha abakavamisi kuba netingcinamba dabo drought. But letinye indzawo uthola ukuthi siyacala kumbe ngabo October, end of October, November, December nasekayophela noma ekucaleni kwaJanuary. Khona nje la kutawubalela khona langa lithi nje 2 weeks. Unangabe wakalavumisa lishiya umonakalo ke lapha. Bese ke sekufuneka kona lama strategies la kasho ngimake gina kokuthi why should we still continue to try kulima umbila kalavumisa when we know the repercussions? Yini singabi strategic to say nina baleti nkhangala lima nombila thina silimeni something else letoba favorable to the environment. But we need a direction from our ministry. We need policies that will be in place. Lagata ukhona kokuthi asinikete leyo ndlela. Okay, yeah, ngicela sale ngichubeka ngenxa yesikhathi ke. So namuhla ke sithi sibuka ukuthi yini le tingcinamba lesiniketwa ngile climate change ikakhulu kubomake kwekucala nje crop failure lokho ukuthi emasimini siyangena ke phasiphumelele. Nga 2021 last year, yes, farmers ngalana eNgwempisi nga May, June bebalimile balime nje boma baby vegetables nani. Kwafika emakhata ifrost weekend nje yinye. Kwavele nje konakala yonke into. Bathi basabukile bengisabuta sisi nje FNB ukuthi ngabe umlimi nasekashayo ngilama adverse weather conditions kwentekani ngoba phela ngithethe sikwelede. Bathi labalimi sisebenza nabo ke bathi labalimi lapho manje basabuka ukuthi okay nyalo sesicala kabusha in October 1 kwafika litulu bashaya sangcotho. And then 2021 nakacala ngaFebruary bashaya Eloise. 3 disasters hitting the same farmer. Nanginesikwelede ngenda njani? What do I do? Ngitshela bani? Seke le issue yalabo insurance is necessary in the country. That is why we need policies. Lagata ukhona kukushina embalimi. Yeah, ngake ngakulelinye live Korea. One of the things ngayibona ukuthi uhulumende is really actually ngathi bathi kude igrant yabantu labadzala, but labantu labadzala they get into farming. So look, and then they are subsidized kulama farm inputs. Lokusho ukuthi le pension le grant le fanele ngawe uyayithola uyasebenta instead, and lendlela labasebenta ngayo is strategic lokuthi uthole lokuthi nakula kakushilo bamasondo ukuthi sisebende sidigungu. Nangabe thina sibalimi bembila siyalima lombila sinetingungu tethu siyampackage lombila. everything, the marketing is done by the cooperation of the farmers. And then they have a direct link to the market. Lokusho ukuthi kutumvlongela lamkhatsini. It's from ensimini bawugcine. So yonke le value chain yalombila ikubo. Because their government is subsidizing the inputs and the resources thereof, njengalama silos. To help the farmers to cope kuzokuthi bakhona lokho ukuthi bawende lama enterprise and nale issue cause lokunye lesiba nayo ngile issue ye price kokuthi sengulimile kumbila noma sengalimile ma vegetables say market le determinisha I price but mina ngimi lo hamba othenga lama inputs and akufanani sasihlale sikudiscussa lo ngithi mina nakwentiwa lento yama gross margins ngithi lento yama gross margins I arbitrary because nangiphuma ngemoto la nangihambe ngiyothenga esitolo already I costly nangabe mina ngisebenzisa drip irrigation noma ngisebenzisa ifaro noma kumbe whatever method le ngiyisebenzisa yekunisela kune cost implication so lokusho ukuthi nakusethwa lama gross margins kuningi that you need to consider but it's okay to have I foundation. Then ke lokusho ukuthi naseyisethiwe le gross margin why are the farmers not involved nase kufikwa lapha kulenzengwa ukuthi itothengwa ngamalini lento. Those are some of the challenges that the farmers have. Okay, letinye ketingcinamba lesibona lesibangela climate change le issue ye fuel shortage as ke kwenteka le deforestation kuncipha tihlahla uyabona ukuthi boma kuthola ukuthi sebayasokola kuyothola tinkhuni and nalokunye like la Kangwane for instance sitivela ngathi si safe because gesi wethu suthola South Africa ngithi and I think someone was discussing ukuthi ngathi contract yethu ne South Africa ukuthenga gesi seyaphela whatever so lokusho ukuthi singendeka nathi sibe nalenkinga yabo load shedding but now ubuka le price ya gas now uthenga ama units nga 200 rand uthola ama units almost 100 rand lasi 100 it's very expensive ngike ngalima ke ngala nesiphofaneni cause nami farming ngiyayithanda ka hayi ke bangiboleke khona le kaMadlenya bangiboleke insimi ke silime ke hayi kube kuhle but le ndzaba ya gas ngiyo le yangikhiphe gaming ngathi no as long as usasenza gas ekuniseleni you can't it's hard yabo so le issue ya le power ukuthi what then do you use as power ngito letinye tingcinamba letisibangela ukuthi utfole ukuthi lokulima kwethu akuphumeleli and I'm sure nabo lalaba setikimini demoba khona lendzaba ya gas ngiyabona ilinyeva kuyafuneka lokuthi kube nama strategies ukuthi kwendiwa njani maybe we need to move into solar and see how it goes and then lokunye shortage of safe clean water so as long as nangabe sidaba netingcinamba temanti kukhulu kwakona lokuthi ube nemanti nje ekudla emakhaya sometimes we may take this for granted but now hamba uya kuma communities uyele bolavumisa uyele bozindwendweni kude nemfula lo hambako and then uyatibuta silabamfula manje bawathathapi because of the climate change kani sasathi kadzeni kwakuthiwa aludle lifukuthe libombo because libombo and lokuhle ngalo ukuthi the soils are so good noma ungalima ini nangisasebentela kalavumisa ke ngaya ngalima lettuce kulesinye scheme nje bebaye bakunike ukuthi ngoba uyathanda ukulima le lettuce kude lesayifaka kona umhlaba wakhona is so rich iphuma nje perfect uyabo but the issue of water becomes a very big stumbling block to anything that you may want to do. Then resource scarcity. So basically, if now the for us kuze send the enterprise noma umsebenzi lotawutshengisa ukuthi ube profitable. Letinsita kumele ukuthi tibe affordable besikhuluma nasithi lana ukuthi kulamalanga the price of fertilizer manure is crazy. Very, very crazy. How do you even, kulimata nje ema-farmers. Now uhamba la emigaqweni ubuka deep in the communities ummbila uyelo. Bahlanyelile, balimile, but lenzengo ikwenta kokuthi ucabange kaningi. Utaba nemasimu la ka-idle langasebenzi not because bantu bayavilapha but because akukhonakali. Noma seyinile le mvula asathi sigadzile-ke ngoba normally I think around July i-NDM ikhokhe i-VAC report letasitshela ukuthi bantu balime kangakanani in kuze ukuthi sito-understanda ukuthi yini letingcinamba letulu selikhona-ke but still siyafeyila kokuthi sibe food secure as a country. And then ama-natural disasters, I think la kangwane sinenhlanhla lokuthi asivamisi kakhulu kushaywa ngama-natural disasters, but recently I think in February benginabase Canada High Commission bebavakashela kangwane because ke baganekise eMaputo they were telling me ukuthi eMaputo behlelwa eMozambique behlelwa i-storm i-cyclone and bangitshela sikhona le-bridge lebelicetha kwakhiwa lavele nje labhidlika same time. But thina I think we are really blessed as a country. It was only Eloise nje lo wasibonisa shaka. Yeah, nasamcolo ke wakatheni, some of us vividly remember or noma simathi nje ngweshana. But these are the issues. But for us, I think it's normally the drought that really hits us hard. And then of course we have sinalama disasters njengabo COVID. It's also a disaster on its own, you know? That has an impact, a negative impact on our ability. Because I mean, all of a sudden, fanele unfene mali kuba ne-sanitizer, mali kutenga i-mask, you know, low 5 rand, 5 rand wako, 5 rand umfana, 5 rand wabani. It's still pinching on the little income that you have. Okay, there's this one last slide. Well, before we, I think we're just about getting into it. So we will just be teasing out the issues and not really getting into depth. So, nasikhulumisa lenza by climate change ngishilo lokuthi sesicela khuluma naligama lelisha lethi climate smart agriculture. I think up to now, Babe Mamba, I'm not sure whether we have a Siswati name for climate smart agriculture. I know what is now conservation agriculture, but climate smart. Kube besithi was the donors, ngabe bestart bafana bendi competition, yokus translatela, awina lo wina usilithole igama lethi climate smart ukuthi start ngesiswati. But ke lokuba climate smart ngiloko ukuthi uya understand the climate lokuyo. Yeah? And because you can't change the climate, then when you need to adapt yourself, there should be a paradigm shift. How then do I ensure ukuthi ngilima ngendlela letawukhona ukuthi ngibe nenzuzo, but ngilime ngaphasi kwalesimo. So basically, climate smart ngokona lokho. Ema-pillars ayo ke cishe aqiniseke lokho ukuthi kufuna ukuthi kube nalenzuzo, but at the same time ufuna ukhona lokho ukuthi adapt. Phinde futhi ukhona kunaka ukuthi lokushisa uyakhona kumelana nako. Lana ke sibona nje tithombe cishe dinto lesetingazuthi tinsha siyadinga kwathi ufunza kangcono noma kabanti ngathi. Sibona nanka ema-tunnels njengoba besikhulumile ngawo etinzaweni etahlukahlukene. Siyadinga lokho understand lokusasebenta kanjani. Njengoba ngisishilo ukuthi ema-success stories ema-tunnels akhona, but siyadinga ukuthi sifunze further ngawo. Ngike ngavakashela lesinye scheme sebantu labasha abaselunzi balima ema-tunnelini, bebana 3 wama-tunnel. So balime mathematics. The first tunnel yaphumelela very well nabawuthengisa. The second tunnel a bit. The last tunnel 0. You know. So then nasengihamba ke sinala mlimisi ke sengiyabuda ukuthi what is the challenge? But lengakuthola ngiloko ukuthi it's a highly scientific technology. Lengeke nje you need to take lo move step by step. Yeah. Ikakhulu ke futhi nangabe uthi siyayisebenza sigroup ngoba lokunye nje la kakubala ukuthi ngeke umva sethanelini lekucala asebenda yongena nasethanelini le tifo tawuloko kuthathelwana. So uyabona ke lokho ukuthi kunebuciko bakhona lento kuze ukuthi uyisebenze kuze ukuthi utokhona kuphumelela. Then kumbe lomnye umbuto kungaba ngiloko ukuthi ivuma kuwo onke yini lama regions lesikuwo. Noma kumbe ifuna ukuthi nangabe udayenda esiphofaneni ngoba kuyashisa ngoba phela angithi lento uvalile ngeplastic. Sokuthi wenda sivuvu lapha ngithi. Tawukhona le tamatisi kuleso sivuvu kwentiwa njani ke? Mhlawumbe ngiko balimi babese abasakhona ukuchubeka nawo lamathanela. But ngoba enzaweni lebanzako kulula lokho ukuthi kuchubekeke. So ngilama technologies ledzinga ukuthi siwacwaninge further and ngilapho ke la sidinga khona iministry ukuthi iphakame, yeah, ikhone ukuphakama and embrace themselves to be able to answer and help the farmers balimi ngesekucophela lelisetulu kuze ukuthi labalimi ekugcineni kwabo konke batokhona kubuya nenzuzo from their enterprises. Lapha sibona i-green shading, angithi shade nets, Khumbu ngisho kahle. Sibita ngokuthi shade net, yes. Sibona le green nyalo ke abantu sebayayisebenzisa khona lo mnye umngane wami besikhuluma naye actually bekayi-colleague ngisana naye. So ka Center for Financial Inclusion uthi uke wahamba ngalana sport angisasakhona ekuhamba. Wanela nje COVID kufika nabo 500 asaphuma. Sesihlala ekhaya. Uthi ke nabekaya ngalana sports and what he observed is that kuwo alama fruit trees, they have a lot of fruit trees mabheka ngalabona sport. Sebavele bathi imbonyile letihlahla sikhuluma ngayo lenzaba yesangcotho. Uthi sebathi imbonyile letihlahla ngithini really lenze ngoke bese soyithini nase kumele ukuthi uthenge i-shade net lengaka. But lokukhulu ngosekugcineni kwabo konke nawuthatha ama-chance ushaye esangcotho. Then kutawufana ukuthi usebentele emuva lo FNB ngeke ukhona ukumbhadala nawe ngeke ubuyele ngilutho. Yeah. So siyadinga lokho ukuthi ekugcineni kwabo konke si understand lokho ukuthi kwentiwa kanjani and pre-position ourselves. And you know it's good lokho ukuthi we do have FNB so that they can also understand letinye talezingcinamba lama farmers la kabhekana nato ekwendeni imisebenzi yabo. Then lapha sinana i-direct seeder lesisebenzisa kakhulu ku-conservation agriculture. Conservation agriculture ke cishe sekucaliwe lokukhulunywa ngayo kakhulu angithi. Silima ngekonga, umhlabathi siyawubonya, siya-rotate ama-crops ethu. Cishe ngileto tingcingwana tayo conservation agriculture. Ngiwabonile ama-farmers aphumelela nayo conservation agriculture. Actually ngiyakhumbula one time, I think it was January or February, sihamba Zimbabwe. Balime, it was very hot lingani, but umbila wakhona was green, dark green. Bamlime ngayo le conservation agriculture. Bende kona lokubonya lomhlabathi. Emaveke lafana nabo Malawi, they don't struggle with conservation agriculture because bona bakujwayele lokulima ngelikhuba le eTintabeni. But again, we need to understand the context of Swaziland. Swaziland umlimi wathi kusifuna ubhadala sikhuluma. Now that's when akashaya ngelikhuba embedi goals and the conservation agriculture. Kuba i-challenge lokho. Ngikhuda ngesikhathi so let me okay lokho sengikhulumile ngabo. Maybe nje lesithombe lesi angisho ukuthi kule entamaphila engwempisi sakhona ke ukuthi sifake lesinama solar panels kuze ukuthi bakhone kwenta le drip irrigation lana besibendela i-drip irrigation. So bebangasebenzisi gesi. Kunalama solar panels for them ukuthi basebenzise i-drip irrigation. So that is still part of being climate smart because siyathi ukuthi i-drip irrigation iletha lelikhonzi lapho kuleso silimo. Number 1, number 2, le solar lokusenza le solar kunciphisa lama carbon emissions la kangona alimata le greenhouse lapha emhlabeni. So ngitona indlela le kuba climate smart. So nathi ke indlela ke lesinato cishe kuba climate smart ngitodisho nje ke ngeke sikhona ngena kuto tonke Kwekucala nje kufuna ke ukuthi kwenteke nalo kushiwo ngakegina. Kufuna kube nemithetho letawushicilela ifake i-climate smart, kube nama-policies around climate smart, nema-programs. Si-understand ukuthi etikweni laka-agriculture basita njani ukuze ukuthi sifike la ekubeni sibe climate smart. Climate information services, lesiyithola kakhulu kuma-extension officers ethu. We need to be able to get that information. Letoba pertinent, letawukhona kokuthi isi-drive. And what I see in Logobuti, the ministry itself iyadinga ukuba appraiser, because ngiyangithi mina i-community development, into tiyashintsha and you may need to retrain labantu, yeah? Because leti dinginga lesidibana nato ezizihamba. And then conservation agriculture sekukhulumile ngayo, climate and weather information, siyayisebenzisa kakhulu ke i-weather forecast, yeah? Ngiyakhumbula ngalomnye umnyaka khona lapho khona basitshela khona ukuthi Tulu ngeke lide noma tokona uthola siyaphambana le information, but because it changes, yeah? So ke uthola ukuthi farmers will act on the information that they get. Ngiyakhumbula recently I think angihleli na director waka-Met so ngiyambuza ngithi ke mina so nanithini ne imvula itoba average to above normal kahle kahle nisuke ngisho ukuthini uthi ke yena le mvula ekanje nasi check-a sinesi-project uthola ukuthi sibona over lesikhathi but asisho ukuthi itona ngetikhawulo etikahle ngenteka ifike yonke in 1 week. Now we call it above average, what you normally receive. Basically, for the next 2 weeks. So I see got distributed gahle, yeah. But it's a thing in labo weather forecast because we still decisions. Information communication technology. I think tam where Emma farmers local in Bangene. Bakhona lokho ukuthi ba-network inside and get information, which is very, very pertinent for agribusiness. Then weather index-based insurance, sakhulumile ngana ukuthi kuyadingeka lokho kube nalama-insurances lataw sita kukushina ema-farmers in a situation whereby they've had sehlakalo, let's see. Increase in renewable energy. Renewable energy ngiko kona lokho sikhona ukusebenzisa solar energy kuze kusisitokhona kusisilime esikhundleni salogesi. The initial cost may be high, but the benefits are huge. Yeah? Nana balabane magiza solar emakhaya will tell you ukuthi kubanciphisela kangakanani indleko tagiza walogesi esisebenzisa. Then water harvesting techniques is setting up. Understand the lawma techniques about water harvesting. One time I went for a training, basbalela babuthi now khongotela emanti endlini. Ungakhona khongotela emanti kangakanani. Sidinga amadam, sidinga tonke leti dingo leto. Those are the issues. Lesigathi ukuthi ama politicians ethu akhona ukusikhumisela and sobona athi come into fruition as a country. Because when now these are above South Africa, for instance, we want to madam all over, but like it's not happening. Emanti etwaya geleta nja alahleka ahambe why. Soil management ngicabanga ukuthi Miss Spirit okhuluma kakhulu ngayo soil management, but it's very, very important, and conservation agriculture ke iyagcila ekakhulu ekuthenini umhlabathi wethu ube rich, you know. Agroforestry kuthi sikhona kulima sifake kanye netihlahla kuyasida ke lokho kuze ukuthi loku diversify kuze ukuthi noma ngabe ushayekile lesinye silimo ungashayeki kuto tonke tilimo letilima nekulima ke ngemathanga sesikhulumisile nale green shading. Otherwise, thank you very much. It's been a marathon for me. Thank you.
That's been the same shine and
as a connector, anyone has any comments or reflections while she's still connecting?
ngiyathanda ukuphawula nje lapha ekuthenini into tethu sibalile esikhathini esiningi asihlangani kahle, ikakhulukazi la sikhuluma khona ngokuthi sibuye ndawonye sokwenza lolimo lethu luthuthuke. Sizathu-ke saloko sengizama ubonile suka le phansi inzaba yonakala lesikhathi sibuthana because angabi nale ndlela yokubuthana saba neproblem. Lokubuthana kwethu sihlanganiswe ukuthi ngabe lokubele liphupho lokuthi akube nenhlangano bese kukahle lokho. Kodwa nase sifika thina sifike ngenhloso tethu senawo kade inhloso letitasithuthukisa kwesinye isikhathi. Bese mhlambe ngokwenza ukuthi lokusebenza kwethu kuhamba kuyashiyana. Kodwa-ke inkinga levele enkulu kakhulu ulokuthi alukho lolu hlelo loluhlelisako kahle hlelo luhamba kuhulumende mhlambe lolusho ukuthi nanibalimi mina take for instance sithatha 10 balimi sifuna ukubathuthukisa sibafundisa lolu sitshela kona nyana ukuthi sithi nase sifike kubo sibathathe sibafundise sibafane sibabone lokuthi bahamba isigaba lesinganani mangabe sekwenteke kahle bonke sibashiye we go to other sewubona batakwathi kulinkala abanye balimi. So ngaleyo ndlela leyo ngiyacabanga ukuthi mhlawumbe kufanele sinaso but at this point in time ngale kahulumende sibandleni ukuthi sikhona sibhalisile stone checker and after that nase sithi silinkeni phela nalapha singasidakala khona manje ukuthi mhlambe nabo sebalahlekelwa yilayini akusiye hulumende-ke simblame kangako ngithi because as much as nohulumende wethu anganayo accountability kithi sina amafamasi thine sibese siyancena lokuthi sisho ukuthi ubuhlungu kuphi la ubuhlungu. So kutafuneka vele ezisikhulu sikwazi ukukutshela sesithi cha ake ungempela awusiside ukuthi siyoqhubeka sibone ukuthi
Yebo manje.
Angibonge sisi, angibonge Nyamatane. Kwami ukukhathathela. Ni kule season lephelile elitulu leliningi bengilime tamatisi. Ngathi okay ngiyathi sikwende kahle. Ngaya eSibhokobho. Ngabona lo umlungu akhave 7 hectares ngenet tamatisi. Ngabuyela mina ngakhava quarter of a hectare kubekise kanjani nami ngenethi ngazama ngayithenga ngasinza ngalima ngathengisa tamatisi lolo bekangaphandle kulolo bekangaphandle washaya sanjothi oqala kwesibili iblight yakhe idlalela nje ngayekile kwaphela kwanginika umqondo ukuthi kube bengineloni ngilime lapha ngaphandle ngabe sengiyayisa. Now, my worry is uthi angikuva ukuthi uqhubeka kanjani, what is the way forward? Thine singekho nala into amaphila, mina ngisemakhelwana senda amaphila ngikhona lapha kavele sizwe. Thine singekho into amaphila, nasifuna letinto sitithola kuphi because that's the other one. Ngathi nangibuta mina ukuthi lethanye leyo ngithola phasi phezulu eSouth Africa ikhona agent uyabona nje. So ngicabanga ukuthi kungasisita vele kuyahlupha abantu babe ngekho labalimi. Basisite lokuthi na ukufuna unemali yakho naku la ungakuthenga khona. Uhambe ngifundise ngoba vele phela abalimisi sebaba indlala esisi. Sesiyadinga.
Success story when it comes to lokusebenzisa le shade net, yeah. But ke kubuhlungu ukuthi laba kahulumende laba ka-agriculture extension ekakhulu abekho la utothatha lama comments. Nabo phela bayowafaka le phambili ukuthi lama farmers seyilate le climate smart. They really need this technology. So now let's stand yeah. And I think even now, you know, manual unless let's say climate smart, and this is our conservation agriculture sephumile. Because naleti nkulumo ufuna tifanane. Angafiki lo munye athi climate smart aphume lo, nalo munye aphume lo. Njengaleskhathi kusafika i-HIV, the language has to be the same. We still don't even have noma ungasaguglisha climate smart in Swaziland. Kude. Yeah. And I know ukuthi farmers are doing things out there, but kude lo khona kuhlala phansi akoleke the information. So khona kufunza njengoba manje sekashilo. Sikhona kufunza la sebaphambili. Bakhona kusiphushisa sicaptureishe le knowledge. So I think even that is very, very critical ukuthi kwenzeke. Ngicela kuhlala phansi.
Due to the interest of time, ngicela kuthatha munye then ngicela siwajothe down ema-comments ethu. After the 3 presentations, sizabe sesiyangena plenary. So I'm just going to take one last one, bese sesiyaqhubeka to the next presentation. I'm taking it.
Thank you. Thanks. You know, it's so nice to hear ukuthi sikhuluma climate smart farming. I would just like to encourage bonke abalimi ukuthi yebo lena siyithathe serious. I'm technical in irrigation, and you spoke about frost, you spoke about Ushisa, you spoke about drip irrigation, you spoke about drought. Now, all these irrigation systems have got benefits. Utawufaka drip, lishise kakhulu langa ude tinyoni leti tawukhulisha tibhidvo takho. We need to do research and see Kuba traders or any other industry or business that does farming should be able to give you advice. When it comes to our finances, the banks, please lean on us. We would like to partner. Nani, we've seen so many situations. Bali mi bete ne quotation, but never beg quotation. See question the quotation, but this doesn't make sense. You're going to spend 100,000, but it won't work. You know, we'd like to sit down from the beginning. Once you get your research done properly, sithelo sakho will be beautiful because you've done all the steps. We are not in the business to make money. We want to see balimi bakhone ukuvuna. Siyekele lento yokuphekuletha tinto from South Africa. We want to grow the economy. Sikhule sisonke. Irrigation is used for cooling. It's used for heating. Bokhuluma nge-frost earlier on. And if frost, now nema overhead sprinklers, immediately you get information ukuthi kutawubanza kusasa ekuseni ngabo 3. 2 o'clock ugijima uyophamisa tinyoni takho, you start irrigating. That prevents tilimo takho ukuthi tingonakali. In management, irrigation, we're talking about the cost of irrigating. If we don't manage our irrigation, it won't help whether you put solar power, whether you do anything. It all boils down to, is your system done properly? Is it managed? Everything we do, if we manage it, like manure, you need to manage it. So, on our side, we are saying, please, 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 the banks have got finance. The finances need to lean on us so that we can be able to say, okay, here's a package that is needed. Who's given advice? Is it the right people? Siyesibajikise ke bantu balingani bamlana bangantshela. Umuntu utawufika ne-quotation athi ufuna kudla kwetinkuku. Batambuta ukuthi lihoko selikhona yini. Ukuthenga kudla uyokubeka kuphi. Tinkuku takho utakhulisela kuphi. We want to make sure ukuthi take finance, do your projections, get the right stuff in so that you can be able to pay your loans back. So it's just an encouragement with Aspambisan. We are not in it just to make money. We want to see the success stories, and that's why we're sitting here today. You spoke about aquaponics, just to say, we also do aquaponics. We have a small family system, so whoever's interested, please do speak to me. We have a system, Degamanzini, anyone that's interested to come and have a look. It's a very nice demonstration unit. You can understand it better. It is the future future of agriculture in what we are seeing today. All the climate change needs these type of interventions. So yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.